Hello friends, today again I am presenting a case of grade 2 cataract in which initially when I tried to make Rhexis, the flap somehow got stuck to the Bratra's forceps and I lost that flap. Then I had certain questions in mind how to create an adequate size Rhexis since I lost my flap. So let us watch now what I did in this video and created adequate size Rhexis. One can see the pupil was nicely dilated. It's a grade 2 cataract, a perfect case for a beginner to learn phaco. The main incision was made. Visco was injected to deepen the anterior chamber. And now with Utratas, I go inside and gently rub the anterior capsule and create a flap. But as you can see here now, that the flap will get stuck to Utratas and I will lose that flap. Yes. And now I get a very small opening, but there is no free edge from where I can create my Rhexis again. But as I go in, I realize that towards 9 o'clock there is a free edge, small free edge from where I start my Rhexis again. Yes, and as I start doing the Rhexis, I realize that I could end up with a smaller Rhexis. So at this point, I decided to take a spiral turn so as to make an adequate size Rhexis. Whenever making Rhexis, one should always be slow. And now you can see I am turning that flap again for a second round, and this is the area where I lost my flap. So be gentle, inject visco so as to remove all the thrust, remove any air bubbles inside so that your view is clear. And now I'll be taking another spiral turn. I would say this would be a partial spiral Rhexis that I would be doing, and I took another turn and completed my Rhexis to an adequate size. Now my Rhexis appears to be of fairly adequate size. Now I do hydrodissection, tent the capsule, inject the fluid, watch the fluid wave and tap in between. Gentle rotation of the nucleus was done. Now phaco was done as any other normal phaco. It was a micro incision phaco surgery. The trench was made, the bevel is up, and power is adequate so as not to push the nucleus. Since it was a grade 2 cataract, so I didn't have any difficulty in making the trench. And once you reach that adequate level, you appreciate the red glow which is visible. Bury into the substance and crack it gently sideways. 6 to 8 pieces are created, and somehow I realized that my posterior plate is not adequately separated, so I did my trenching a little bit again, and as you can see I was able to crack it fully now, and again burying into the substance of the nucleus and creating smaller pieces so that they could be emulsified easily. At any point, if you feel that your cracks or chopping is superficial, then you can always go back to phaco 1 and complete your trench again so that you can have a full thickness crack. If your cracks are superficial, then you will have difficulties in separating those pieces and expressing them out into the safe zone for emulsifying. And after making small pieces, you can see how easily it was to emulsify those pieces. And since it was a grade 2 nucleus, not a very hard nucleus, and I could remove easily all the pieces. Irrigation aspiration was done. Remove all the cortical fragments which are there, and if required, do polishing of the capsule. Always exchange your hand if required to remove those cortical material which is left over. Now you can see I'm polishing the capsule. The parameters for polishing are vacuum as low as 10 and aspiration rate also as low as 10, and you should be gentle, not very fast while doing polishing. And now I will implant the IOL with irrigation cannula in place. I inject my IOL, the leading heptic goes inside the bag, and the trailing heptic with the help of dialer is deposited inside the bag. Now whatever visco was there in NTA chamber was washed, and to wash the visco behind the IOL, take the irrigation cannula behind the IOL, lift it a little, and with the irrigation flow, the visco is washed out, and aspiration cannula stays above the IOL, which aspirates the visco. The purpose of showing an unedited surgery is that every surgeon, however experienced or expert he is, he also faces some amount of struggle at times. And this is to show for beginners and those who learn phaco that this is a part and parcel of your surgical life. So one should not get disheartened, but do whatever best can be done for the patient. And thank you for watching this video.